Everybody, welcome to the session of buyback of gold post lockdown. What are the challenges and opportunities? I think it's a very upcoming subject now. Everybody wants to hear, and we are very lucky that Art of Jewelry is the partner here, and all the key leaders of the industry are present. So we should start. Sumeshji, only the panelists who are there or who are going to join, request is please have their names as the Zoom in name, so it becomes easier for me to make them a co-host. So Sumeshji, over to you.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome everyone. I think there has been a lot of concern among the jewelers, and we have been getting calls that post-lockdown, there will be a lot of gold buyback happening. How to overcome this? There has been some videos from Thailand which have been floating and which is showing long queues. We don't know what is really actually going to happen. But just to kind of have everybody's views and see if the trade bodies like GJC, IBJA, GJPC can play some role and kind of work with the government to kind of, if possible, make some regulations ease. And before any further delay, I'll straight away, I think I'll go to Surinder Mehtaji, who's a very expert in bullion. He's sitting in the heart of the Zaveri Bazaar. Bombay is Zaveri Bazaar in terms of bullion market. Surinder Mehta ji, आप सुन पा रहे हैं मेरे को? Mehta ji?
बिल्कुल. Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me. जी. तो Mehta ji, काफी concerns आ रही हैं jewelers की कि जो buyback आएगा, will jewelers have enough liquidity? Gold prices have gone up. That has added to the uncertainty. And the new jewelry sales will not be there. What is your view as a IBJA and as one of the leading expert in this field?
देखिए, हमें कुछ चीजें बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझनी होगी. 3 बड़े फैक्टर्स हैं, 3 और 4 बड़े फैक्टर्स हैं जो इस गोल्ड सेल को इंस्टिगेट करेंगे, जो कस्टमर लेकर आएगा. सबसे पहले तो अगर 40 दिन का लॉकआउट रहता है तो लोगों के घर में कैश लगभग खत्म हो चुका है, या कई लोगों ने दूसरों से उधारी लेके अपनी गाड़ी चलाई है, तो वो लोगों के पास पैसा नहीं है, तो वो लोग डेफिनेटली मार्केट में आएंगे. सेकंड, कई लोगों को अपनी सैलरी नहीं मिली है. कई जो छोटे वर्कर्स हैं, जो डेली वेज वर्कर्स हैं, उनको 40 दिन से उनके पास कोई कमाई नहीं है, तो वो लोग भी माल बेचने के लिए आएंगे. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात क्या है वो समझिए कि जब डीमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ था तो डीमोनेटाइजेशन के समय 45,000 50,000 में ही सोना बिका था. तो वो लोग सोचेंगे कि ये अच्छा मौका है, हम एनकैश भी कर लेते हैं, हमें पैसे की भी जरूरत है, तो वो लोग भी मार्केट में बेचने के लिए आएंगे. और गोल्ड एक बार ऑल टाइम हाई है तो वो नेचुरली जो प्रॉफिट बुकिंग भी होगी इसके अंदर, तो बहुत सारे लोग मार्केट में गोल्ड बेचने के लिए आने वाले हैं. जैसी सिचुएशन थाईलैंड में हुई वैसी ही सिचुएशन इंडिया में भी होगी. उसके बाद और देखिए कि मैरिज सीजन अगले 60 दिन 90 दिन होने वाले नहीं है. सरकार ने ऑलरेडी क्लैरिटी कर दी है कि हम शादी सोशल गैदरिंग परमिट नहीं करेंगे. तो गोल्ड संभाल के आज की तारीख में किसी को फायदा नहीं है. यदि उनके पास पैसा नहीं है तो वो डेफिनेटली बेचने के लिए आएंगे. और जैसा कि कहते हैं कि भाई सोना अपना बुरे दिनों का साथी है, इट्स अ सेफ हेवन एसेट. तो अब इससे ज्यादा सेफ हेवन क्या होगा कि जब हम 40 दिन से 50 दिन से घर में बैठे. तो डेफिनेटली ये मार्केट में सोना बेचने के लिए आएगा, लेकिन इसमें दिक्कत ये है कि जब वो बेचने के लिए आएगा तो ज्वेलर्स के पास भी पैसा नहीं होगा. ये एक बहुत बड़ा कंसर्न होने वाला है. दिस विल लीड टू लॉट ऑफ अनरेस्ट.
So have you thought of some kind of an ideas and some kind of suggestions to overcome this liquidity crisis which jewelers can face? क्योंकि physical gold, सुरेंद्र मेहता जी, कौन खरीदेगा इस रेट में और इतना हाई, इतना लार्ज क्वांटिटीज में? उसके बारे में आपका क्या व्यू है?
देखिए, बिल्कुल आपने एकदम सही कहा कि फिलहाल तो अगले
नहीं, इनका आवाज ब्रेक हो रहा है.
आपका आवाज ब्रेक हो रहा है मेहता जी. योर नेटवर्क इज वी आर लूजिंग यू. हेलो. Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
तो कई कई ज्वेलर्स जो होंगे उनके पास पैसा नहीं होगा, या वो कहेंगे कि भाव 46,000 रुपया चल रहा है लेकिन मैं तो आपको 42,000 रुपया ही दूंगा, तो काफी झगड़ा होगा। कई ज्वेलर्स ने जब गोल्ड बेचा है तो उन्होंने कमिटमेंट करके बेचा था कि हम आपसे सोना कभी भी वापस ले लेंगे, तो ये झगड़ा होगा। जो स्पॉट मार्केट में बाय और सेल का जो डिफरेंस है वो बहुत बढ़ेगा, तो दिस विल लीड टू लॉट ऑफ डिस्प्यूट। तो मेरा इसमें ऐसा मानना है कि जो ज्वेलर्स के पास में कैश नहीं है या जो पुराना सोना नहीं खरीदना चाहते, वो अपनी शॉप को 10-15 दिन खोले ही नहीं, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला, ताकि कम से कम वो अपने आप को बचा पाएंगे और इस प्रकार की डिस्प्यूट्स नहीं होंगे। या जिनके चेन स्टोर्स हैं, आपके 25 चेन स्टोर्स हैं, तो आप उसमें से 3 स्टोर खोलिए, स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली देखिए कि भीड़ बढ़ती है क्या, तो दूसरे स्टोर्स खोलिए, वरना आप 15-20 दिन इस टाइम को आपको किल करना पड़ेगा। जब मार्केट सेटल हो जाएगा तो फिर आप शॉप ओपन कीजिए, आपके पास कोई चॉइस नहीं।
मेहता जी, आपने ये सजेशन दिया है, प्रैक्टिकल है लेकिन डिबेटेबल है, एक्सेप्टेबल है कि नहीं सबको दुकान खोलना है नहीं खोलना चाहिए, दैट इज समथिंग टू इंडिविजुअल ज्वेलर्स। आई थिंक विल मूव ऑन विद आवर नेक्स्ट स्पीकर। क्रांति जी, बीमा जी हैज जॉइंड। गोविंदन जी,
yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Govindan sir, good afternoon and welcome.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you be a bit louder, closer to your mic, sir?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's better. Govindan sir, that the debate today, the topic is for seminar that post lockdown we are expecting a lot of old gold to come for buyback to the jewelers, and the jewelers will not be having sufficient liquidity in hand. So how will they meet the commitments? How will they overcome this crisis? What can associations do in this, and what is your view?
So, my view is once the market opens, we had a discussion with the state leaders today. State corporate dealers were there. Kalyan, Ahmed ji, and also Josco. Everybody was there. Josco was not there. Joyce, and other group were also there. Bima.
Okay.
We had a discussion about how to overcome this position. See, as of now, the return gold will come in a big quantity. That's a picture everybody is having it. How to so wherever the demand is, you have to find out the demand. Sale is happening. We can find out the people from them. We can allocate the gold which are coming in big quantity. You can now the ban will be there. Import ban will be there in India because of the economic position. So we can give the metal to the dealers wherever the demand is there. That's a little bit that can be done. If it is done, we can face the situation within with a little, but it will take time. We have to as analysis and do it accordingly. We can manage the situation. That's what I feel.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Govindan sir. Now we have Shriram. We have Mr. Ketan is there with us. Mr. Ketan from Bangalore Refinery.
Yes,
Ketan
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Yes,
Ketan bhai, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Nice to have you.
Ketan bhai, thank you. Ketan bhai is one of our leading bullion dealers and a refiner based in Bangalore. Supplies to I think, but all of India, South India. Ketan bhai, your quick views, and you can take it forward the session. What is the situation going to be, and there's a concern regarding the old gold sale. Your opening remarks. Hello.
Yeah. So, Sumesh and other friends,
yes.
See, these situations have come before. There have been times when the situation has come before. There have been times when gold has gone up like 20-30% in a very short span of time. What we have seen is there has been a slowdown in the market for obvious reasons, but then the rate kind of adjusts and the markets do start up. Like, we'll have to be a little bit patient. And yes, this time there's a little bit added issue because the international flights are not going to be there. It's going to cause like Dr. Govindanji said, there'll be a lot of demand-supply mismatch. So most of the associations will have to be working together over phones or other network and find out who needs it, who does not need it, etc. And as an association, what I feel is most of us, we only publish the sell rate. Because of this, there is going to be a wide spread between buy and sell. we should even publish now the buy rate to avoid conflict with the consumers. Is my suggestion. Going forward, if
So sorry, Ketanji, good point. What was the point you said?
We only publish the sell rate. Let's sell 22 karat gold at this rate or 24 karat gold at this
So
rate.
don't publish the buy rate, you're saying.
No, we should publish now the buy rate. Very few associations publish the buy rate. I know Surat and Gujarat you do, but most other associations don't publish the buy rate of the gold. It's understood the buy and sell rate is the same. So now we need to move away from that and start publishing the buy rate at what rate will the jeweler buy the gold back, to avoid these, or at least be ready with this. Tomorrow when we have such situation, we are not caught on the wrong. Is only what my suggestion.
Ketanji, one of our speaker has given a suggestion. He's going to be speaking anyway, Mr. Vaibhavji from the Belgaum Association. He says, can the associations come together and put a limit, say 10 gram, 20 gram per person we can buy because of the liquidity crunch in this situation. And if that kind of a notice is put in all the shops that right now per person, we have a limit to buy of 10 to 20 gram, will that work? This kind of a suggestion?
See, sir, you have to think little long term, as I'm not of that opinion you should. But because then the customer lose faith on your product, that when I need it, it was sold with a promise that will be bought back.
Right.
Then if we do that, then we might have a little bit of a long-term implication. What is more important is that, like I said, the dealers have to start working on the phone as soon as it opens, and we'll have to get some permissions from the government to move the gold. Supposing the gold is required in Bangalore or Kerala, and now because the transport is stopped, how will that happen? We'll have to involve probably the logistic companies or otherwise that to allow these.
Hello. Ketanji, can you hear us?
I think his network is.
The customer can get. Okay. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello. Fine now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's not only the bullion dealers, jewelers, even the logistic company will have to be part of it. And how can we work in with these restrictions or approach the government to allow some leeway in this, so that at least this part of it, the logistics move around. Then might help a lot. With logistics in shutdown, will be a big problem. That's the
great
concern.
Thank you, Ketanji. We'll move on to so Shriram, who's the Tamil Nadu State Jewelers Federation president.
Hello.
Joji, you're here.
Hello.
Haan, Joji, yes, we'll come to you.
Yes. Okay,
yes,
okay, right.
We are coming.
Okay.
Mr. Shriram? Can't we hear him? Hello.
He's there.
Can you please unmute him, Kranti ji?
Yeah, he's on unmute only. He has to just speak.
Mr. Shriram? No. Okay. How about Mr. James Jose?
Hello, are you audible?
Shriram ji, you're audible. Yes. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning to all panelists and the host, co-host, everybody.
Shriram ji, just a minute. I think you will have to, your voice is little back. So can you be a little closer to the audio? Yes.
Now it is okay.
Yeah, it's better. Yes. Yeah, we can hear you.
Now we are in a unique situation where we are going to foresee footfalls in the minimal as a buyer. As a seller, we foresee there will be a lot of people to sell to meet their rainy day requirements. All these days, our Indians were supporting buying gold because of its high liquidity. I doubt whether this gold is going to become illiquid for a short period, because if we are not able to pay them, we can buy to the extent how much we can. Our cash flows will consume. Otherwise, there will be a day or a time will come when we have to say naturally, no, you have to come sometime later. So this will be a very dynamic situation. And to start with, people will be rushing for 2-3 days, I hope, because those who have the commitments, marriage date being fixed or something celebration is being fixed, they will come. And also another one positive factor is the rates have ballooned. So they will rush to buy to the requirements. Then there will be a big gap of vacation for the dealers. So that is when we will be facing the heat of our customers coming back to sell the gold. If we don't match our sales turnover by weight, how will we be able to purchase? Question number 1. 2, if still our counter is not busy with sales, then the other possibility is we will be forced to see people coming in, our own customers bringing our own jewelry to cash it. If at all there is a window where we can sell the gold, making it as bullion, then the cycle will start revolving. It will be possible. Further, the government and other agencies to come forward. Otherwise, everybody has got a limitation in their pockets. So once the pocket is dry of cash, then you would naturally say no. How long you can keep buying? That is the question.
Right. I think it's a good views. We have thrown a lot of questions, Sriramji. I think nobody knows the exact answers as of now. But we have with us our GJC chairman joining, Anand Padmanabhanji. Babu sir, you are there? Kranti can you unmute him?
He's not there.
He's there. I just saw him. He logged in.
So what is the screen name then? What is the screen name you can see?
Mr. Anand Padmanabhan.
Yes. Yes, Babuji.
Babu sir, yes, welcome. Good afternoon.
Yes, Jai Sri Ram. Very good afternoon to all the participants, all the panelists. See, it's a very peculiar situation. As Mr. Sri Ram has said, there's going to be a lot of old gold coming into the market. And whatever we have sold, we have promised to the customers that we will take it back for cash at 4% less or 5%. Each one have their own ways. In my showroom, we have said we'll take it back at 5% less. But today, in Tamil Nadu, we give 95% rate. When you're giving a 95% rate, when you're going to take back at 5% less at RTGS rate, you will only end up with 2% less than RTGS rate. Yes, then what we need to do is when we are going to sell it in the market, they are going to buy it at a cash rate. Cash rate is almost 200. Tomorrow it may be, once the market is open, it can be even 250 rupees. We don't know how the market is going to react. So it is going to be very, very difficult for the jewelers to take back what they have sold, and the consistency has to be there. They cannot say no to the customer. Then the customer confidence level will go down. Then they will say, I will not join in your saving scheme. Immediately, they will start threatening. I will immediately withdraw the saving scheme. You give me the jewelry, I'm going to go. This is not what, when your father sold it to me, he told me, he promised me that he will take it back at the full rate. Now we are saying 5% this. So what I prefer is, all the retailers have to come on a single platform. And even just a half an hour back, I was talking to a prominent jeweler. He suggested that we should go with a 10% less than our board rate, whatever it is. Everybody have to stick to that. And we at GJC are ready to send in posters wherein it would be explained that this is not a normal situation. This is war-like a situation. We cannot keep up our commitments. So whatever is possible by the jeweler, please accept it. If he is not able to do it, if he requests you to come tomorrow, then you have to come tomorrow. So this is how the poster has to explain, which will give confidence to the small retailers, medium retailers, and also to the consumers also. They will feel, okay, the whole association is together. They have decided all this. And the other thing is, as we are selling, today I'm buying 1 kilo of gold. Tomorrow when I go to the market to sell that 1 kilo of gold, price would have fallen by 2,000 rupees. So we have to be smart enough. As and when we buy, we have to sell it in MCX. And the next day when we are selling it, we have to buy it in the MCX so that we don't make loss in that. We have to be very, very cautious. We have to be united, at least in this. All these years, we have never been united. We have been fighting each other, cutthroat competition. At least, please come out now. Otherwise, we will completely not survive. Nobody will survive in this industry if you start buying from the customer at the 22 carat rate with 4% because I promised it. We all have to come together. We have to follow the rules. Only then this industry will survive.
Right. I think you have made a very good point that the buying rate should be 10% lower than the selling rate to keep that cushion and that kind of comfort for a retailer that he can buy and able to sell it and cash it. That is all things. If all your members and all the jewelers come together and agree on a uniform policy, I think it's a great idea. And secondly, Babu sir, can GJC have some special tie-up with MCX during this time? Because people generally do the MCX only for for forward trading and for speculation, not for physical selling. So if some kind of exclusive tie-up with the MCX is possible, we're getting a lot of questions on this. We'll take it one after the other. But any quick comment on the MCX part?
Yes, we have a very good rapport with MCX. I will talk to them how to go about on this, and we'll get back to you. That's a good suggestion, Sumesh. I haven't thought about it, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Mr. James Jones is there with us. He's a leading, again, bullion dealer and refiner from Kerala. James Jones, sir, welcome.
Yeah. See, what I feel
you have listened to every speaker. Your views on this?
What I feel is that the proposal to fix a ceiling of, say, 50,000 rupees or 15 grams may be good for the short term, to tide over the short term problems. But we cannot keep on fixing that limit for beyond 2-3 weeks because people need more money. So we have to think about the long term. In the long term, for the next 3-4 months, what I feel is that there is going to be excess supply of gold, old gold. So, which is more than the requirement of any jeweler in any location in India. Like the proposal by Govindanji, it can be relocated to deficit areas. That's a good proposal, but we will have more than that, more than adequate supply. So, liquidity will be the problem to buy. Earlier period when the gold prices were high, jewelers used to buy whatever gold they used to come, but on post-dated checks. Maybe those days people were prepared to wait for 1 or 2 weeks with post-dated checks. But at this point of time, when they have so many commitments like EMI and other payments, everybody needs quick cash. So we cannot talk of post-dated checks beyond 2 weeks or anything like that. So what I feel is that for liquidity, we have to knock on the doors of the banks, like by tweaking the GMS. That is the ultimate, because liquidity is there. I think for the long term, with such huge quantities of gold, only banks will be able to absorb the excess supply of gold. At the moment, under the GMS, the banks are not permitted to buy gold. They can only take the gold on loan basis. For the short term, it is on loan basis, and the medium and long term, they are just handling the gold for the government, and the government is selling it. Now, we should request the government that RBI shall permit the banks to buy gold. See, now at the moment, the proposal under GMS is that you take the gold to some refinery or some melting area, and they will take 7 days time for it to be transferred after refining to the bank. Then the bank will take 30 days time to start issuing the interest for the consumer. This period can be shortened. What I feel is that in any case, even if you involve the banks in this process, the banks will give the money, or they will transfer the money only after getting the physical gold. So this 10 days or 7 days for the refinery can be shortened to 3-4 days time because we have the logistics issues. So to cut it short, within 7 days time, the banks will get the physical possession of the gold from the jeweler to the refinery to the bank. All this process can be done by 7 days time. So when the banks get the physical gold, they should be able to buy that gold at certain price. But how much can they buy at the spot rate? That is the biggest problem, because banks also will be have to carry excess stock. So buying gold on consignment basis, these are the modalities to be worked out. But there can be, all these things can be worked out because many of the banks have got specialized bullion desks. They can have hedging arrangements. So in any case, we shall be prepared for the long time, like up to August, when the wedding and marriage season and festival season begin. So 3-4 months, we will be having excess supply. I don't think any jeweler will be able to absorb, any jewelry group or all over the country, we may not be able to absorb that kind of volumes. So we need to tap knock on the doors of the banks by tweaking in the GMS so that banks can buy gold from BIS licensed refineries on consignment basis or whatever it is.
Good suggestions, James sir, regarding involving the banks, because they have been actually using the foreign exchange to import the gold. At the same time, they can save that foreign exchange if they buy from the Indian refineries, as well as give the liquidity to the Indian jewelry industry. But have you started any conversation with the banks? What is the feeling you are getting with the bankers?
See, the banks, even the existing GMS where the banks are mobilizing deposits, but where they don't have any financial stake. They are just taking the deposit and giving it as metal loan. In fact, they're not touching the physical gold under the existing GMS. Even for this GMS, the banks are not motivated to operate it because they're comfortable with the GML, with imported bullion. When they can coolly make money from the imported bullion under GML, they are least bothered about the local GMS gold. So we have to have a carrot and stick policy for the banks to be motivated. Like you have to stop all the imports for GML. Then banks shall be motivated to take gold from the local market for GML, and whatever is excess, they have to buy. This can be worked out because the country needs liquidity, and only the banks are having liquidity. The RBI is relaxing the norms every day. I mean, today also the RBI has relaxed the norms. The banks are flush with funds, and people are very scared to take the loan. Even if somebody is offering me a loan at lower interest, I'm hesitant because I may not be able to repay it. So just because the loan rate of interest is reduced, that does not mean that the economy is going to be running up and up with a lot of transactions. We need money to be given to the people in some or other way. So liquidating the gold is one safest way for the banks, for everybody.
Right. I think it's a very good concept, but how can we implement? It looks very nice that if the banks stop importing and buying from the Indian refiners, a great concept. Anyway, we have more questions later. We'll move to our next speaker, Mr. P.V. Jose, who's from JMA Thrissur. Josebhai, you are there? Hello?
Yeah, Josji is there, Sumesh. He's there.
Can you please activate him?
Joshi?
Yes.
Yes, Joshi. You have listened to the views. You have listened to James Jose's new good idea that banks should buy gold.
Yes. Yesterday we discussed about this thing, myself and James Jose. We take more than half an hour about discussion about this thing.
Right.
Anyhow, this is only the solution now. Why? Because the dealers is not in a position to buy at present condition the old gold. So if we are not buy the gold from the public, the credibility will be gone out for the gold business. So we need to take back because the people are having the gold, they are buying the gold, they need to sell their bad time. That time we need to help the public. So now the position, the bank can help to us. Some purchase activity must be changed. Hello?
Hello, yes, we are listening. Yes,
Yes. So we can take the retailer will take the old gold from the customer, and this will go for the refinery. Refinery will be make the pure gold and go to the bank. Bank will give the money to the retailer, and retailer will give back the money to the customer. Minimum 7 to 10 days process.
But does the Indian regulation doesn't allow this? So you'll have to approach the government.
No. The government should be allow. Otherwise, you just see the Bangkok market, the queue will go to more than 100, 200 meters. The same situation will come to here also. Because there is no salary, there is no any income. People have some gold only. On the bad time, they need to sell this now. Otherwise, what is the use for this? People will think like that.
Right.
So, some terms and condition or some, that should be changed. We need to request the government department very seriously. Otherwise, it is a public problem, not only for the manufacturers or dealers problem. It's a public issue.
Right.
So think very seriously about this.
Thank you, Jose.
Okay.
Yeah. Sumesh,
Mr. Sudhin, you want to come in? Mr. James Jose?
Sumesh, I would like to add a point.
Tell me.
extraordinary situations demand extraordinary decisions from RBI and the government.
Yes, yes.
And this Shaktikanta Das, who is now the RBI governor, is one of the architects of the GMS. So he knows the inside outside of the GMS and the limitations and the problems, why it has not taken up, picked up even after 3-4 years. So we have already taken up the matter with RBI. We have been taking it up, these issues that banks shall be permitted to buy gold. Even the coins also banks are not buying. Banks have been demanding for the past so many years that there shall be buyback, there shall be given buyback facility. Okay, forget about that buyback. This is the GMS gold there we are proposing. GMS has got a mechanism of evaluation, all these things, everything is in place. You have to just tweak in this purchase method of purchasing, how to make the payment, ensuring the traceability of the gold, these things. So it's just a matter of fine-tuning the GMS policy. Not a problem because Shaktikanta Das, RBI governor, is quite familiar with the procedures.
Great. We have K. Sudendran ji from the Kerala AKJ SMA General Secretary. Sudendran sir. Hello. Can we have you? Kanti ji is there online?
See, I'm not able to find by his name. Okay.
He is logged in. I saw his picture appearing.
K. Surendran.
Yes.
Is there?
Just a minute. Yes.
Yeah. He's... Yes. So Sudendran?
He's in mute.
He's in mute. Can we unmute him?
Yes. Surendran, please go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon, all of you.
Very good afternoon.
Okay. Our what is the situation of the gold purchase in jewelry field after the COVID lockdown? My view, there is no disagreement in the fact that the world market in under the healthy financial crisis, the Indian citizens possess the highest quantity of gold in the world. So, is the scenario the people will be forced to the sale their post gold. There will be no other healthier to weigh the further the find of the money other than the handling of the gold. So, in this scenario, how the merchant will be purchasing the gold from the customers and how this purchase the gold will be this. Unless the release, the merchant is going to face the healthy crisis. Have the greatest of the problem for the merchant will be the purchase rate. At the present, just the paper business, commodity exchange is given in the market. When the market, the number of the buyers observe the rate will be just shoot up, and there will be no physical transaction in this business. Building the physical business, we can purchase raw gold from the $50 less than the actual price to the bargaining from the international market. At this point, we cannot the business based the manipulated rate. So after the COVID lockdown period, we should purchase the old gold from the customers by depreciation 8 to 10% from the selling rate. The possibility for the market to get balanced or steady will the only after 1 month of the lockdown period. So at that point, the time of purchase should be made only by disappearing for the 5% of the selling price. For this, we need to spirit of the indulgency of the most. This is my feedback and our conclusion. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sudendra ji. So I think you are endorsing the GJC chairman's view that the buyback rate should be 10% less than the selling rate.
Yeah.
So that is something you are having a kind of a consensus on that. Right. Thank you. We'll move to our next speaker. We have Mr. Jatin Chheda ji, a very knowledgeable person in our Indian jewelry industry. He's part of the GJC founder team, and I have worked closely with him and get a lot of inputs from him on a regular basis. Over to you, Jatin bhai.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sumedh. Good afternoon to all the panelists and the host. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I have a very different perspective on this. The buyback terms given by the jewelers indicate the value of the product. It doesn't indicate the guarantee of the jeweler to buy back. That's the first thing. The second thing, this is a force majeure event, the force majeure conditions, and all depends upon the commercials between the jeweler and his customers. Like most of the jewelers whom I know do not have any buyback terms. Take my example. My invoice specifically mentions goods not be bought back. But I, as a jeweler, I'm here to facilitate and help my customer. If he's invested in gold, I will find a way out of it. What I had two different perspectives of the entire event. Now there is no liquidity or no depth in the physical market, but there is the liquidity and the depth in the MCX. So I thought of a model where if a customer is coming to me, suppose I have to buy 200 grams from the customer. The biggest assumption I'm making here is that I have liquidity to buy 200 grams. At what price I buy from the customer is a different thing, because there will be a cost of refining, there will be a cost of carrying the inventory, there will be the cost of the price difference in the future. After we negotiate that commercial with the customer, if I buy, what do I do after I buy is my thought process. So if I have an MCX account, hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so if I have an MCX account, Sumesh bhai, if I bought 200 grams, the fine gold is about 150 grams. I will sell 150 grams on MCX the near month. I will send that goods, that gold to refining to MMTC PAM. MMTC PAM is the only good delivery bar in the MCX exchange here. The moment that bars goes to MMTC PAM for refining, I will tell them that I don't want physical delivery. To send this delivery to the vault of Sequel or Brinks at Ahmedabad. I will then tell my broker that when the contract is coming to maturity, to inform the exchange that I'm going to give the delivery. Then the goods will be transferred from the MCX vault of Sequel, from my vault in Sequel to the vault of MCX, and delivery will go in the exchange. By doing this, the entire cycle of buying from the customer to delivery of the gold in the exchange is squared off. So I don't have to go to the bank for money. Here I am only assuming that I have money to buy 200 grams of gold. The exit through MCX is the most safest route for the jeweler, because he will be, if you go to the exchange, if you go to the physical bullion dealer, he will give you a spread of 5 to 7%, 8%, 10%. Why should he bear that spread? If I can invest 200 money in 200 grams, and then through the process of refining, and then through the process of selling on the MCX, if I can do this, then we can give a better price to our customers also. Hello? Hello?
Sumesh ji, waiting for you. I think we have lost Sumesh ji.
Sumesh ji is muted.
He's there.
Jatin bhai, sorry, my mic is unmute. I was saying that how much time will this take for a jeweler to complete this process? A jeweler sitting in place like Mysore, Bangalore, Kerala or Delhi, that what you said that he sells on MCX and gets the money. How much is the time this takes, this cycle, to get the cash in hand?
See, if you're doing a transaction today, the nearest month will be month of May, to sell on the exchange. So that delivery has to be done between the 1st and the 5th of May. Assuming you got the goods today, and if you send it to MMTC, it takes 1 day, 2 days in logistics to reach MMTC. MMTC will give you that credit in less than 2 days, 4 days. From there, you move to the vault of Sequel, another 2 days. This thing will take some 12 to 14 days. The issue here is not how many days. The issue is that if I'm buying from the customer and selling on MCX, I'm not riding the price risk on my head. The moment I buy from the customer, I sell it. So riding the price risk. If I'm not riding the price risk, I can give a better price to my customer.
Yes, I think it's a very interesting concept, Jatin bhai. I think industry should talk to MCX and see how this can be kind of benefited. How MMTC also needs to be tied up.
There are 2 players here. MMTC and MCX both needs to be tied up.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. We'll move to our next speaker. We have with us Mr. O.V. Divakar. He is the Joint Secretary for the Karnataka State Jewelry Federation and a leading retailer in Kollegal. You are there, Divakar ji?
I am not able to trace him, Sumesh ji.
No, Divakar. OV Divakar.
I have tried to find him from his screen name.
Okay. Meanwhile, I think we have Vaibhav ji is there online. Vaibhav
Yeah.
Sumesh ji, just sorry to interrupt, Sumesh ji. Just one thing. If you could request Mr. Divakar to raise his hand, I will be able to find him quickly.
I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him separately on the phone. Meanwhile, Mr. Vaibhav is from the Belgaum Jewelry Manufacturer Association. He also had this innovative and a good suggestion that we limit the purchase of gold per person, per jeweler. But whether acceptable or not, over to you, Mr. Vaibhav.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my views. Firstly, I think this is an abnormal situation, something like war-like situation. Hope you are listening to me. Hello?
Yes, we are listening.
Yeah. This is a war-like situation, and it is a time for us to come together and plan something which should be very purposeful, and it should bring us out of this difficult situation. So I think GJC, IBJA, KJC, and all our federations which are working in India, they should come together under one platform. They should plan some formula, strategies for us to take us out safely from this problem. My recommendation is we can think of two plans. Firstly, as I would like to endorse Sir Anant Padmanabhan ji, come out with a very unique and perfect plan. We should come out with a plan and give a guidelines to all the jewelers of India where we can formulate a formula for the buying of the jewelry. Now in this market scenario, there is a cash crunch. So there are two types of sellers here in the market for gold. One is the middle class jeweler who are coming here to sell for the necessities. They are already out of cash and they need cash to have a dignified life without taking their hands forward for help from anybody. As that is a class where nobody is helping, not a government organization is helping, not a single NGO is helping. Only they are our customers, but they are at the distress without cash now. So they may come to us with a only hope to encash their gold. Second is the profit makers who are having big quantity gold and who want to encash or capitalize their gold stock. So presently in this war, hello, in this war-like situation, we should keep those profit-making customers out of the market for a few days. We should plan a short-term plan, middle-term plan, and a long-term plan. Let those profit makers come after in the market after 1 month. For the time being, we should just concentrate on encashing the jewelry for the needy. Now,
all right, I think it's a
just,
it's a good view, but
I would like to add some more plans.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, and we should just formulate a uniform formula as sir recommended 10%, 8% or 12%. It should be uniform. And as Ketan Guru said, we should publish the buy rate so that there should be zero conflicts with the customers. We can just show them that this is the buy rate published by the organization and we are following it and we are not doing any malpractice. So it is high time to show ethics in our business and gain the customers' confidence and one blessing, because we are here to encourage them. So we should not miss this chance by closing our shop and help the needy people in encashing the gold.
Right.
I think we should give these guidelines to the government of India, and they should come out with the guidelines to formulate a plan for all of the jewelers in India. So we are not under the obligation that it is our malpractice, and we are just following the government guidelines.
Right. We have one more speaker, then we'll open it up for Q&A. Divakar ji, is he online now?
Yeah, he's online.
Mr. Divakar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I hope you have listened to the other viewers, to the other speakers. Yes. What is your view on this gold buyback policy?
Yes, sir. See, as we all know, the many customers will come forward to sell their old gold in this high rate. At this time, as a retailer and also a wholesaler also, they should make themselves funding. They should prepare for their funding also, so that they could not have a problem with the customer at the time of purchase. I request, I think MCX and also MCX should come forward, and also bullion people, they should come forward to support the retailers, so that any excess of stock purchase from the customers, they can resell to the MCX and also to the bullion. So it should be a cycle. The wholesalers or the manufacturers should buy the local gold from the bullion and MCX people. So it will be a recycle, so that even a retailer will not having a problem at the time of purchasing from the customer. It won't be a funding crisis for them also.
Right. I think he has a good point, how MCX can be involved to sell the physical gold on their exchange. Meanwhile, our GJC chairman, Babu sir, want to respond to Mr. Jatin's points. Babu sir, are you there?
Yeah, he's there.
So, change.
Is he unmute?
Yeah. Babuji, yes.
Babu sir?
Yeah. Jatin bhai, I would like to remind you that here in South, whatever my grandfather has sold jewelry to the customer, he has given them a guarantee that any time he will take it back, and my grandson has to look into it. He cannot say no to the jewelry sold by my grandfather. So that is the relationship that we have built in the South, especially Tamil Nadu. So we cannot say no to the customer at all. And going to the MCX, then to MMTC, and then to the vault and all this. Today I buy 4 kilos. Tomorrow I want to buy another 4 kilos from my customers. So this practice may be possible only in Mumbai, and that too educated people like you. But for a person like me who is not educated, I don't go through all this system. I buy 1 kilo gold today, 7 o'clock I'll put it kacha, put it on testing, local testing, encash it immediately. Next day morning I have to be ready to entertain the next customer, because that many customers are going to come. So that is how it is here in the South.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I think different markets will have different dynamics. Smaller city, the relationship with the consumers, whereas the corporates may not have a face-to-face relation. But if you are dealing with a customer who has come to you for last 2-3 generations, you cannot just say no to him or just kind of
No, that's what I said. Sumesh bhai said no in terms of contract, yes, but no in terms of relationship, no. You are there, you will facilitate the exit for him, but you are not in any contractual obligation. I am selling since 1951.
So everything doesn't run on contract in jewelry business.
Yeah,
right?
so if customer come to our showroom, they say we want to sell. Okay, I said fine, we'll facilitate the transaction for you. But we are not. He cannot say, see this bill, you will buy back. Those terms are not there. But we are there. We are there in business for so many years. That's why we facilitate the exit for him. That is my concern.
Right, and these are very uncertain times, very times which are very, very rare of rare times. So anyway, we have Ketan Bhai here. Mr. Ketan Dhruv.
Sumesh, this is also an opportunity for all the jewelers. When you are not able to sell your gold, at least make money while buying the gold from the customer. This is the time for everybody to be positive, buy the gold, sell it, next day be ready to buy. And be smart enough, immediately you sell it in MCX, and next day when you are selling that gold, you again buy it in MCX, so that you will not have a loss in that.
Right.
Can I add here something?
Yeah, please.
So here, now the international rates have gone up. It is the correct time for the government of India to bring the import duty to somewhere 2% or 0. Because those who are invested in GMS, they will not be disturbed, because their rates are now made up without duty itself. And then if that is done, and if the government of India comes up with the policy that we can re-export the gold wherever it is needed, because with the trillions of dollars of central banks coming in supporting the developed countries' economy, a time will come for them, they will be flushed with funds very minimal cost. And they all will turn their heads to park their make some fortune out of that into the gold market. Then there will be a big demand in volume. But here, our people driving hard to make hand to mouth. That will help us to.
Yes. Thank you.
Metal.
Thank you, Shriramji. Ketanji, can you listen to me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Ketanji, you are one of the industry experts. Do you have any questions for the panelists, and then we can open it up?
Not question, sir. It is more like a suggestion. What I would suggest is, what Mr. Babu sir said is, you can go to your bullion dealer next door, or whoever you're comfortable with, or the refiner. They will be able to buy the gold and transfer it quickly. Because if you go to MCX, what Mr. Jatinji said, it's approximately a 2-month cycle. So you need 2 months funding to keep your customer entertained. So with Mr. James gave a suggestion that we move to at least a weekly post-dated check, if that is okay with the client. So then that automatically gives us liquidity to do this fast. And we have to work with the government to help hopefully the banks buy the gold from us. If that can be done, a lot more liquidity can come in the market. Prices also can be stabilized faster. And most important, if the government increases the duty rate, the drawback rate, then a lot of exporters will export jewelry in form of gold. So that will start the work at the factories and also help us on the foreign exchange. So what is rupee at around 77 will come down to 73, 74 very quickly. So we need to look at how we can use this opportunity to push the exports also by increasing the drawback. That will really be a game changer for us.
Sorry. Babu sir.
Yes.
So the suggestions which have come that to approach the bank that they should be able to buy the Indian bars from the reputed refiners. So we would request you to start some communication, send them these recommendations to the Commerce Ministry and the Finance Ministry. So at least we can know their views, and because the ideas are very good in paper, unless it is implemented, unless government gives some kind of a leverage, it is not possible, nothing will move. Secondly, MCX, as Jatin Bhai said, the idea is good. Ketan Bhai said it takes 2 months. Could you approach them and tell them to start some kind of a spot exchange, wherein the spot, today you sell a metal, tomorrow you get a payment. This kind of a mechanism. I think they were in talk with you for a spot exchange, and this could be probably the right time to bring in a liquidity for a spot exchange.
So the spot exchange has certain legalities, issues which are still to be sorted out. So that immediately is not a possibility, I see. Okay. But like I said, the bullion dealers or IBJA can work together with all the bullion dealers, so we can quickly, and the logistics, so we can move the bullion around the country very fast. So that
one more thing, here I would like to interrupt. Currently in MCX, there is only one bar that can be sold, that is MMTC PEM. And now Mr. Mehta will be able to throw some light on this, that we have India good delivery standards in place. So I don't know how many other refiners delivery is going to be good to be delivered in the exchange. That is also a second big concern.
Okay, before that, Jatin Bhai, what's your view on this 10% gap for the buyback? Is it acceptable to you as a retailer, to the customers?
Sumesh Bhai, if you see stock markets in volatility, when the markets are volatile, there's a big spread between buying and selling.
Right.
So the same buying and selling spread will come in our industry. First, there'll be a buying and selling spread on bullion. Suppose you buy at 40, you are buying at 46 from the bullion dealer, and you are selling at 45. So here, you will have to keep a spread of 10 to 12% in bullion rate. After that, you will have to again keep other costs in mind, refining costs, insurance costs, if you are going to send the goods to some refinery far away. So I think 10 to 12% spread is a good idea.
10 to 12% you are okay with. I think industry has some kind of a consensus. Surinder Mehta ji is available.
Yeah.
Mehta ji, आपने सुना काफी लोगों के व्यूज की थोड़ा बैंक को इंडियन बार्स को खरीदने का परमिशन मिलना चाहिए. आप कुछ कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में सर?
देखिए, जो जतिन भाई ने अभी बताया, इंडिया गुड डिलीवरी अभी ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड ने नोटिफाई किया है, लेकिन एक्सचेंजेस के पास में दो इश्यू है. एक फटका करके एक एक्ट लगता है, वो फटका एक्ट के अंदर में जब तक रिफाइनर्स की ऑडिट नहीं हो जाती तब तक सभी रिफाइनरी का माल लिया नहीं जा सकता। तो उसके अंदर ऐसा है कि एमएमटीसी का माल सिर्फ वो लोग ले सकते हैं, दूसरे का माल नहीं ले सकते जब तक कि उनकी ऑडिट ना हो जाए और उनके रिपोर्ट सबमिट ना हो जाए। तो ये बहुत ही ऑप्टिमिस्टिक है कि बैंक्स ले लेगी और एमसीएक्स ले लेगा, ये पॉसिबल नहीं है। मेरे ख्याल से इसको हमें छोड़ देना चाहिए। दूसरा, या इसके बारे में हम ट्राई कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये 6 महीना साल भर होगा नहीं, अभी इसमें और बहुत वक्त लगेगा, क्योंकि रिफाइनरी की ऑडिट का सारा काम आईबीजे को मिला हुआ है, लेकिन हम अगले 3-4 महीने तक ऑडिट ही नहीं कर सकते उसका। जो सेकेंड पॉइंट है, किसी ने बताया कि ड्यूटी कम हो जाएगी, ये भी बहुत ही ऑप्टिमिस्टिक व्यू है। कहीं गोल्ड का इंपोर्ट ही बैन ना हो जाए, इसके ऊपर सोचिए, क्योंकि ड्यूटी तो कोई कम होने वाली नहीं है। सरकार को अभी पैसा चाहिए, तो गवर्नमेंट वांट्स मनी। Forget about reduction in duty. Government may come out and ban the import of important thing. I think we have
totally agree.
We have ignored
import
one point
banned.
which we can think of, we have forgotten one thing, is that we can tie up with companies like Muthoot Finance and Manappuram and request the customer, make them understand that you please take loan against the gold which is with you. And so we have to tie up in our shops with those finance companies. If that can be worked out, this problem can be solved, because these will be the companies who will be having a lot of money. Today also RBI has announced some measures. It benefits the non-banking finance company. So if we can tie up with them, a jeweler can tie up with them, then we can, the jewelers can also bear some kind of interest which is charged by these Manappuram and Muthoot. So this is a workable solution. Having a difference of 10% and all, see, this is highly debatable. And I fully agree with the Padmanabhan's point, sir's point of view. But sir, we have to be very careful. What happened in demonetization should not happen again. It will become a news in the media that all jewelers in country have tied up, and somebody will file a case of restrictive trade practices on us. So be careful. We cannot do all this. So it is.
When you say we cannot do all this, means this is the gap of 10%.
Yes. We cannot officially announce, and at least IBJ cannot do this because we are the rate providers. You understand our position is totally different. And when the government
we will not officially announce.
Yeah. Then it is okay. Then there is
I have
no
one
problem.
important contribution here to what Mr. Mehta said. Assuming that government stops import of gold, I also think government will stop. It's a matter of time. Moment it is stopped, in the local market, there will be a huge spread of buying and selling. So our spread should be over and above that spread. If bullion import is totally stopped, the bullion dealer will give a huge margin in buying and selling.
Sir, we all should understand one thing, that government has to come out with some schemes. They have to come out with some kind of disclosure scheme. It can be in Indian rupees, it can be in terms of gold. And whenever this scheme is announced, the import will be banned till that particular time. So so forget about all these things. The next,
I just have a different point of view, sir. Sorry. So, what I differ is with Jatin ji and Babu sir. See, bullion business,
or he has to say,
in the entire business, bullion is one of the least value-added or margin business. As long as we have a buyer who is willing to buy that goods, we'll not go for a big spread. Now, in this situation, only way we can get a buyer officially of a large quantity would be the exporters. And exports, if they get a bigger duty drawback, they will definitely buy the Indian goods. Ours is also a RMI certified refinery. Exporters do buy it, so it's not really a problem. Even my refinery, Mr. James Refinery, are audited for GMS. Even that gold is allowed to be put in the bank. So only what Mr. James said, there's a slight tweak required. Bank is allowed to take the gold which is refined by us under GMS, but why can't it purchase it? That small tweak is where we need the associations like GJC, IBJA to support us. Then even then we can get in the liquidity from the bank. And the spreads which we're talking about, if this, whatever 10 days we have, if we propose to the government and we get this opportunity to sell it to the bank, we can give a very competitive spreads to our clients. We don't need this bigger spreads, but without that, we might need it. And that will have a long-term negative consequence for our business.
Sumeshji, I would like to add
James,
regarding
quickly,
the
sir. Yes, quickly.
Regarding the volumes. See, normally we used to get in all over the country, it's around 500 kilos per day of old gold. In the season when the prices are going up, it's around 1 ton per day.
Okay.
And so in this period, in the coming period, we visualize around 1.5 ton per day, which is a quantity which I think the jewelry industry may not be able to absorb because there may not be much demand for the new jewelry.
Right.
So even if the bullion dealers buy at a reasonable rate, what are they going to do with the gold? That's a big question. So the only way to monetize the bullion is to give it to the banks. That's one option because MMTC volumes, the proposal is good, but the volumes are very less. What I understand is that it's somewhere around 1 ton per month. And here we are talking about 1.5 ton per day. That is the volume of old gold we visualize in the coming period. So we have to think of some way of monetizing the bullion coming from the market. I mean,
true. There has to be some huge buyer in standing to absorb that.
Yeah.
So thank you all the speakers. We are running short of time. Krantiji, do you have any questions? Hello, Krantiji. Do we have any more questions? I can see some chats. MCX is a tool to buy and sell gold. IBJA publishes spot trade every day and approve absolute right not to exploit. Every jeweler has his own buyback terms and we jewelers are bound to buy back. It is the time that we cannot let our customers down. Okay, there are different views coming in.
Sumekji,
you want to take any? Krantiji, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Just give me.
Do you have any questions coming on the chat or any other speakers before we conclude? Meanwhile, Govindanji is there with us. Can we have him?
Yes, he is there.
Govindan sir?
Govindan here, yes.
Sir, this suggestion has come that there should be a gap of 10% in buying and selling rate. Okay. Do you think this 10% gap will be acceptable to the customers? And is it okay? What's your view on this?
Can I answer it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
I was keep on listening to this, all the speakers, all the jewelers views.
Right.
See, today we had a discussion in the morning by about 10:30 to 12 o'clock.
Right.
See, we had a discussion about how to buy face the situation. Gold will come in big quantity. How to buy it?
Right.
See, everybody has an opinion that instead of now the current buying rate in Kerala is 2%.
2% gap below. Okay.
2% than the buying from the selling rate.
Right, 2% difference. Okay.
So people have suggested 3 to 5%. Other jewelers. So only everybody has agreed to go ahead from 3 to 5%. But Hamadji, Saurji says that he was very much adamant. He has got system buying the old gold is 2%. You don't want to change that system.
You're saying Hamadji means the Malabar chairman,
Malabar, yeah, Hamadji.
Malabar MP. Okay.
Still,
right.
Even today, he was telling.
He's saying 2%.
2% should be the purchase rate. Above that,
difference.
He is giving that really since 2-3 years. He want to follow the thing. Everybody should follow the same thing, and if it is suggested by you people, it will be minimum 10%, 10 to 12%. It won't work out in Kerala. Kerala, the maximum buying rate will be between 3 and 4 only. No, not more than that. That's the scenario in Kerala. Buying practice is very much, people are very much aware about everything. They will be struggling. They are struggling. They will be fighting. If they say 10% or whatever it is. This is my opinion. Right. North it may work out because there the buying and selling is not frequently happening. In Kerala, the buying culture is very much high. here the buying culture and the selling culture is hard. If it's for the daily day-to-day affair, they take it to the finance companies, get the money. If it is an extreme situation, they come to the jewelers and they get back the cash. They want the cash immediately, not 7 days to 10 days. They want the RTGS. It should be credited to their account, bank account. That's the scenario happening in Kerala. This is my, so 10% or 8% or 7%, 6%, 5% is the whole workout in Kerala. This is my.
So you're saying Kerala will be comfortable with 3 to 5% difference in the buyback?
Even that 3 to 5%, Malabar Ahmad was not approving that decision. He said 2% should be the buying rate. That's
but it's a big risk, in today's market. The gold rates.
I can understand. Everybody understand. That is his view. Okay. Now we are tomorrow, we are again we are meeting a Zoom meeting only. Right. We are expressing our opinion that 2% won't work out. Everybody's opinion is against that only. This is the things which just happened today. This is just for information. Passing on the information.
True. Thank you. I think we need to have all the inputs from different regions.
Bindan would like to say something. Bindan from Bhima, Cochin wanted to say something.
Yes. Okay. Bindan sir, you are there. Mr. Bindan from Govind Bhima.
Yeah, my brother, younger brother.
Yes. Just a sec.
Can you have him on?
Yes, he's on.
Binda, you can take.
Namaste ji, all of you.
Namaskar.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. See, now, first of all, most of the South Indian jewelers, prominent jewelers are not here. We should bring them also into this forum so that they can also know and they can also put their input and implement what we decide. That's the first thing. As Mr. Govindan said, Mr. Ahmad is not willing to reduce more than 2%. That is a big problem for us in Kerala. We get 50 to 60% old gold every day. What do we do with that gold now? Export, nobody can export now. No UAE or Saudi or America will import ornaments now. They are very busy with their own problem. So the problem of export is not there.
Right.
RBI or MCX will buy our gold. So we have to find our own solution.
Right.
So we have to decide something on a common platform and decide. We have to be more practical. As Mr. Govindan said, people want RTGS. They come with the gold and they say, I want immediate cash.
Right.
So 10 days will not work in Kerala. Maybe in other states, maybe, but not in Kerala.
Bindan sir, from GJC, the suggestion is,
let me speak 1 minute.
Difference should be 10% in buying and selling at this point of time because there's so much of volatility, liquidity crunch. So if we make 10% gap, is it acceptable to Kerala?
No, I don't think so. Maximum 5%.
No, it's not acceptable.
Not possible. People are very intelligent.
You can ask James.
Come and fight. They will do a lot of nasty things at the jewelry stores. So we have to be very careful.
Right.
You have to.
You can get the opinion from James also. You see, from one person, from James only, he's getting about 1,000 kilos per day. Sales is not happening in a big quantity. Like that, so many other people are also in the country, in state. So much of gold. Even before the COVID problem, he is getting that much of gold. After now, it will be not 1,500. It will be more than 2,000 to 3,000 kilos per day. That's my this thing. Thinking. I think in that way only. It will be in that way only. It will happen that way only.
So we have to.
Got your point. Kantiji, you have any questions from the participants?
No, there are a lot of suggestions.
I have something 1 minute. Let me finish. See, we have to bring in all the main jewelers. We will have to talk to everybody, take a common decision, and then implement. Otherwise, one person will do 2%, one person will do 3%, one person will do 10%. That is not practical. The customers are ready to fight with us. So we have to be very careful. We have to take a collective decision. That's what I feel.
So I agree with Binder's opinion. At least minimum 10 jewelers from South should be in the next meeting.
Yes.
You can get the feedback from them also. Then only you get the correct picture.
Mr. David, not all jewelers, all the leading jewelers.
All the minimum 10 jewelry group.
Leading jewelers.
That's what I'm saying. Minimum 10 jewelry. Leading jewelry.
It's a good suggestion. Yeah. But just to tell you, we have GJC, which is chairman, which is under him. There are 2,000 jewelers under his umbrella. We have IBJA, national secretary, which has around 12,000 jewelers under his umbrella. So we are represented well. This is just a small initiative. We hope to. I think nothing is possible in one meeting.
I think Sumesh and Rajesh is also there. Rajesh from Kalyan Jewelers. I think he also wants to talk. So I think I will take him on a call now.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Babu sir is there here with us.
Yes.
Sumesh, I would like to clarify that I was talking with Chennai rates in Tamil Nadu. We keep 95%. So that is why I suggested 10%. Kerala is 92, Karnataka is 93. So according to the state, we can do it. We cannot do it across the country the same slab, because North India, everywhere they fix the gold rates at 97, 98, 100%. Akola, they say they sell at 101%. So in those places, they cannot buy at 5% less. They have to buy 10% less. So what I meant is state-wise, we need to do it. For Tamil Nadu, 95% rate, we suggest 10%. So as it is for Kerala, Karnataka, they need to adjust accordingly. And moreover, the cash rate also we should follow. We cannot sell officially to anybody. So we have to go to the market, sell it for cash, and then again be ready for next day. All that is there. We have to follow everything.
Right.
So 1 minute. At this crucial period, who will buy at the market? Where are we going to sell this product? Where are we going to sell our goods?
That's a big question.
That is a big question. Nobody is willing to buy now at this rate.
Yeah, that's why unless there's
so much transaction taking place. Once we open the stores, then we'll know about the feel of the customer.
Yeah.
We can't predict everything now and do a decision, take a decision now. That also has to be considered.
Yes, that's what I think we had called for this meeting. Could the bank stop importing? Can they buy from the Indian refiners? I think Mr. Rajesh Kalyan is there with us. Kandiji. Has he joined? Mr. Rajesh?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Rajesh ji. Welcome.
Yeah, hi. The range is not that good here, so I am only joining by voice.
No problem.
I have heard all the seniors speak, so it was a very good topic actually.
Right.
Today, as Govindan was telling that there was a meeting today to discuss about what we should do here in Kerala.
Yeah.
I have one suggestion, sir.
Yes.
That is, we have all seen in Republic TV, in Thailand, people were queuing up to sell gold. I don't know whether the same situation will come here, because here people are more emotionally attached to gold, and they will first preference only go for pledging it with Muthoot, Manappuram or the banks. However, in case the sale is sale of old gold, that is our purchase is more than the sales rate, then we could reduce the board rate itself temporarily for 1 or 2 weeks by 4 or 5%, because most of us have already communicated to the customers that we will be buying it back at 2%. So it is difficult for us to change it, as Bindan sir was telling, because the customers may behave very violently. But if we are together, if we reduce the board rate by 5%, then we can tell that this is the board rate. But this, what I am telling is, in case there is an emergency situation and if there is 500 gram sale and 5 kilo of old gold purchase, I feel that we should go in for this style. But I leave it to the elders to decide.
I think Rajesh, very interesting idea. You're saying reduce the board rate itself, because the sales are anyway very limited and we are expecting more in terms of buyback. So any issues of kind of telling the customer there is a gap in buying and less, that problems will be sorted out. I think it is a good suggestion. What's your view, Babu sir, on this point?
Sumesh ji, I have one suggestion also.
Yeah,
Even if you bring down the rate of the gold, what are we going to
on
do
the board rate?
Gold.
Sorry?
What are we going to do with the gold? Nobody is going to buy our gold.
No.
Banks, nobody is going to buy.
No, my feel is that if there is an attractive, gap, spread is there 10% lower, there will be buyers. Like gold is a liquid asset. There will be investors.
There are no exporters, there are no manufacturers, nothing. Nothing would happen in another 1 or 2 months. We'll have to wait and see.
We have to wait and see. I think the world will not end. Gold will still continue to sell and there will be buyers. But yes, immediately if you want to encash a huge quantity, there is a problem. That is where we can say MCX can do a spot exchange, or this minor refiners can approach the bank. That was the views. But Govindan sir, how about this reducing the board rate by 5% in this time?
The same point we have discussed today also about reducing the board rate than the Bombay market.
Right.
The result, everybody is discussed about it, and also that we are planning. That also the result, whatever the result, it is not finalized. Result of the meeting was should be the same method should be continued. Bombay market plus 1%. That should be continued at least for 15 days to 30 days. That was the understanding expressed by the leading people that we have not finalized. Other than that, there is one more point. You have to be very careful. This jewelers has to be very, very careful because the sellers will have understanding with the buyer. See, if there is a 1 kilogram of old gold coming to the market, to one particular shop, the sales will be about 20 to 30% only. 300 grams will be sale, 1,000 grams will be the purchase, old gold arrival. See, sellers, the buyers, the sellers will have an understanding with the buyer. We can take it to the jeweler as exchange so that he will get the maximum price. That system will going to happen in most of the shops. You have to be very careful about this thing. Got my point?
Innovative, right? Any other questions? Or shall we conclude, Kranti ji? Babu sir, you are there?
There are a lot of questions on the chat. Okay. Overall, people are not happy with it.
One or two important ones. We are running short of time.
Some people are saying that as associations are every day announcing the gold rate, they should have a consensus and they should announce the buyback rate every day. 10% nobody is happy with, 2 to 3% and 5% people are happy. So overall, they want the associations to come together and come with a consensus that if there is such rate, there has to be uniformity and it has to be announced from the associations, the local association, what they have.
All right. So
and also everybody wants to know the organized player like Tanishq, Malabar, Kalyan and big companies, Bimas. What is their plan of actions? They all should come together and there has to be uniformity.
Yes. Rajesh, are you there?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, you can.
Rajesh, yes. Companies like yourself, Bima, Tanishq, Malabar, whatever you will set the standards, the rest of the industry will follow. You are the market leaders. So on behalf of the industry, we will urge you that you come out with some kind of innovative ideas, the best practices, wherein is a win-win for a consumer and also for the retailers. And I personally liked your idea of reducing the price 5% on the board rate down for some time for next 15-20 days and see this idea. That is I like your suggestion.
Yes, Sumesh, many people have said that they like the idea of reducing the price.
Reducing the price, yeah. I personally
many people have said it's a good suggestion.
Good suggestion.
Yeah, because to the customer, we have already promised that we will buy back and we have put it in the bill. So it is very delicate for us to change our word. The best thing is if we are reducing the board rate itself, then it's a very easy job.
Actually, yeah. So you as a leading jewelers, if you decide this, I think the rest will all follow. And thank you very much. We are running short of time. We have one more Zoom meeting at 2 o'clock. So we'll take leave. And once again, thank you to the.
When is our next meeting?
Sumesh ji, I think we should have one more meeting immediately because I think there are a lot of suggestions. So we should announce right now only that when can we do the next meeting where majority jewelers will be there.
I think we'll come back to them. We will talk to the other retailers. We will come back to them.
I think one minute, Sumesh ji. I think 92% selling rate is the best price, and the buyback is 5% lesser than that will be the ideal for all the jewelers across India.
So you're saying
the best quotation.
You're saying 92 put the board rate and reduce 5% as a buying rate.
Yes, sir. That will be the good suggestion.
That's what I'm saying. We'll have to brainstorm. There's a lot of deliberations, and lower the board rate, lesser the problem for you to buy back, and give a customer a good deal of that. Thank you, Rajesh ji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anand sir. Thank you, Govindan ji, Shriram ji.
When is the meeting?
James Jose, Mr. P.V. Jose.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Jatin bhai.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And of
Thank
course,
you, sir.
Thank you.
Vedendru bhai. Thank you, Gandhi ji, for organizing this.
Thank you. Welcome. Yeah.